things, not just your local UFO groups, UFO researchers. Sure, they were there. But on top of that, you have media. You have the National Enquirer, you know, the great tabloid rag that was covering things like this.
The first night, I lay down in bed and the phone rang. It did not stop till daylight or after.
I literally sometimes would be on 2 telephones at the same time, because I had phone calls from all over the world.
I was called by Canada, I was called by England, I was called by Japan, I was called by Russia, I was called by several Asian countries. I was called call all night long.
We did an interview at the headquarters sometime later with the news crew there. They asked some questions regarding the test and the results and so on.
Basically, we all told them the same thing, that we're investigating and didn't have any final results.
The media scrutiny was so intense. Once it was even suspected that when my brother was involved, the reporters were knocking on the door there constantly. When we went to leave the hospital, and somebody yelled out, "There he is," and they chased us into traffic.
Travis, why didn't you bring your story to the media?
Well, my family told me about the news people and all the people that were crowding around, and I was just in no condition to talk to anybody, especially, you know, a mob of people like that. I just couldn't handle it.
Plus the warnings that my brother had and my family had from various quarters, that it was a dangerous situation as to who might get a hold of him. Not necessarily that the sheriff's department would be involved in any sort of foul play or underhanded attempt, but what if they were to hand me over to some government agency, and to heck with what damage that might do to me, you know, if they were after information or certain things that they considered important.
Does he remember what this thing looked like? The craft? Yes.
We were working on the Mogollon Rim in the Sitgreaves National Forest, which is the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world. It stretches all the way from south of the Grand Canyon clear into New Mexico. There's a much of it that's relatively untouched because it was, you know, one of the last frontiers.
I was the crew boss. It was my contract, and I hired Travis and several other guys. Travis had been working for me for practically 10 years already.
It was gratifying because we were actually, you know, improving the forest. It was called timber stand improvement, to remove damaged